Hey guys, it's YB. Welcome back to my channel. It is time to do another yearly recap of the Try Guys. All the videos I've edited. Every year it's surprising how many years have passed. I started in September 2018 and now it's 2024, October, so I'm a bit late. But here we are to do another recap. So as always, I'm gonna go over all the videos I've edited, and this time all the videos I was in, also as a cast, because that's something new this year. And I know that it was a tradition to have Louis with me here all the time, every time we did a recap, but sadly he's not here today. He's at my parents'. He's here in spirit. So last year when we did the recap, the last video that I ended on was guys wear dresses for a week. And that's when we kind of started experimenting with newer cast members, not official yet, but Johnny and Jared were in it. So we were starting to be introduced to all these new people, which meant that I also was able to be in more videos. The first video that I edited and was featured in since last year's recap was Korean barbecue versus Chinese hot pot. So we started doing this series that's not officially named, but we call it food versus food within the Try Guys. It's basically the new food babies. As you guys know, I had a show before on Try Guys that was very much focused on food, and I wanted to kind of continue something like that, but maybe something a little different. Because you know, on my own channel, I do a lot of food history videos where I try international food and talk about their history. So we thought we could bring it into the channel. So of course, the most popular one was Korean barbecue because everyone loves Korean barbecue, especially in LA, and we wanted to compare it to Chinese hot pot. And usually after Korean barbecue, you are done after, but we had to go to the next spot, which was hot pot. But in between, we actually got to stop at a karaoke. And I think this was when we came up with this idea of every time we do these food videos, let's put a break in between. So there's some kind of break for us and for the audience, like for fun. I do remember video very well, even though it's over a year ago, because it was just so much fun doing it. And it was one of the first food versus food videos that we did. So yeah, I got to edit that one, which is always more fun when I get to edit the videos I'm in. And after that, right back to the hard stuff was Without a Recipe. So I edited 2 episodes of Without a Recipe last year, and one of them, the first one, was Oreos. The Try Guys make Oreos without a recipe. So this time we had Zach, Keith, Kwesi, and Jared. 4 of those guys were in it. And I already made a behind the scenes of Without a Recipe that we did last year, so check it out if you haven't yet. And I went in more detail about how I edited these videos. This time it was basically back to normal because it was back to 4 guys and we had same kind of format. So I did Oreos, and then after that I did sandwiches. So sandwiches was really fun because we had Keith, Zach, Eugene, and Marissa. Since this was gonna be Eugene's last Without a Recipe season, it was more special to edit a video with him in it. And he's always so much fun to edit in Without a Recipe because he's so serious, he's so good, he's so talented at everything. But because he is so focused at what he's doing and doing really well, he gets really quiet towards the end of the cooking. And for editing, quiet is not good. You have to keep talking. So the most important thing I would say during Without a Recipe is when the guys actually say what they're doing. Like, I'm going to add the flour and the egg to this thing, and then I'm going to mix it for 30 minutes. If they say that out loud, it's really easy for me to put that together in an edit. So I have a sound bite and put the B-rolls on top. But sometimes when the guys are stressed, usually when they're pressed for time or they're just like too busy to think about anything, they don't say anything. They just start doing stuff. And if I'm lucky, Rachel, who's the director on site, will say, hey guys, what did you just do? So that they will actually say what they did. But sometimes everyone forgets and they don't say anything. Then it becomes like the hard part. Like, what do I do with this B-roll that has no soundbite under it, and I have to somehow make it usable for the video? But this video, the sandwiches, came out really well. I think I loved making it. And after the Without a Recipe season was over, we went back to another food versus food. We did Korean versus Southern fried chicken. So it was a fried chicken episode, and we got to compare Korean fried chicken and Southern fried chicken. And I think this is one of the first times Joyce and I were in a video together, and we clicked so well. I mean, I knew her from BuzzFeed, but it was so fun working with her. And I got to edit this one again, which was very nice. You know, I added all the historical facts and all the research that we did, and also fun moments in between. For this one, as a break, instead of a karaoke room, we went bowling. So that was really fun. I really noticed that when I enjoyed a video a lot, I remember every detail of it, even though it's been so long. Ooh, after that was also one of my favorite videos to edit to this day. This wasn't as popular view-wise than the other shows, but I think it was very well liked for whoever saw it. it. It was called I Found a Secret Recipe in a Graveyard. So it was one of Zach's adventure videos. So in between he's funny, candid competition kind of videos, he also does these kind of more serious documentary style videos. The one before was a clown motel. I didn't edit that one, but it was also very interesting. This one that I edited, The Graveyard, was basically following a woman who passed away, but she had a recipe that she treasured on her graveyard stone. And apparently this is something that people do when they have a recipe that they really love, or it's like a family recipe or a secret recipe even, they put it on their tombstone and their loved ones can now try it on, or even strangers who visit the graveyard can find a recipe and try it. And basically Zach flew out to Sioux City, Iowa, I believe, and met this woman's family, her daughter, and they got to cook the recipe together, visit the graveyard, and I don't know, it was just really touching. It's something that I didn't even have any idea about before, but this kind of documentary style, vlog style, and very touching emotional videos, I really loved editing after the chaos of Without a Recipe. I still remember the song that I chose for the very ending. It's like the very last shot in the video where they are eating the cheese dip in the graveyard, and I chose this song. We got it from like a music library, of course, it's not anything special, but that song I think worked so well for the ending, and I added the woman's pictures at the end, kind of like an end credits scene, and I don't know, it was just so beautiful. If I can find the song, I'm gonna put it right now as the background of this. But yeah, I really loved editing it, and I loved the reaction to it for the people who saw it. I wish more people saw it. After that, we got into another big series. It was 4 versus 1 time. This was a series that has continued since beginning of Try Guys. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you know that one of my favorite videos I've edited so far in the history was the 4 versus 1 poker video. And it was cool to bring that kind of series back again. I got to edit the Freebe Golf video, and this video was very graphic heavy. So I guess the thing I'm most proud of in this video was the use of graphics that I did. So Freebe Golf is similar to golf but with a frisbee. So you throw a frisbee and they have like holes in different areas. That's what she said, like golf. But the hard thing about this was that we weren't allowed to use drone shots, I think. They didn't get any drone shots, which would have been very amazing for this kind of video to really show the map and everything. So what I had to do for this video was to go on Google Maps, Google Earth, and actually screen capture where the ball would fly through and where each hole was, and I had to capture that all on Google Maps, which meant that I had to first find the map of the actual course online on the website and match that to Google Earth and then screenshot it and then edit it so that it has this cool effect of what you see in a sports channel. So this took a long time, but I'm actually proud at how it turned out. I think it turned out pretty well, and all these little graphics I made. I also made a behind the scenes that I uploaded on my TikTok. Ooh, okay, and I think we entered pilot month. One of the pilots that I edited was called Sous Chef. It unfortunately didn't get selected as one of the main shows. I get why, because we have way too many cooking shows already, but I really liked editing it. So basically, Crazy was learning how to make these chocolate bonbons by Monique, who's a Michelin star pastry chef. She's amazing. And yeah, because it was a pilot month, I kind of got to play with it however I wanted. It wasn't really a structured show, but I even got to learn how these things are made, so it was really cool. Okay, and then we shot another food versus food. So this was a video where we compare Chinese lanzhu noodles versus Japanese ramen versus Vietnamese pho. Everything that I love, and this time we had Zach and Keith, which was a very great combo to have. Sadly, I didn't get to fully edit this video because at this time I think I was working on Escape the Kitchen. So this is the start of my scheduling conflicts because I started being in more videos, and also we started doing more shows because we were prepping for Second Try, the streaming service. Things were getting really busy. We were shooting a lot of big shows like 4 versus 1, Phoning It In, Escape the Kitchen, back to back, and pilot month, and I was appearing in videos, so I wasn't able to kind of select the videos I want to edit anymore, which was good and bad. Good as in I get to appear in more videos, but bad because I can't edit all the videos that I am in. But it's understandable. So I couldn't edit this one, but we had a freelancer edit it, Tolika, and she was amazing. I did get to have like a week on the video, so I basically selected all the things that we should put in, and then I did like a rough draft of the beginning so that the freelancer could kind of see how it's made. So it was still okay, but yeah, I was bummed out that I couldn't edit it myself. And then I was put on Phoning It In. Phoning It In is one of the most difficult series to edit and Try Guys, as I've said many times, and my first time editing was last year, and this year I got to edit another another episode. It was the glow-in-the-dark cakes. Oh, I did a whole behind the scenes on this as well, so check it out on my channel, but it was difficult. It's very challenging in a way that without a recipe is nothing compared to this. Just because there's just so many angles, so many cameras, and the professional chef and the chef in the kitchen are on the phone, and you have to keep them separated from the other guys on the phone, so it just becomes a whole mess. And it takes a long time to get through. And don't get me wrong, it's really rewarding when you're done. I love watching how it turned out after. I love making a behind the scenes on it after. And it definitely was not easy for me at the time because I was kind of tired from back to back to back big shows, because we did 4 versus 1, which was a big series. Then we did Sous Chef, which was a pilot month video, so it was very important. Then we did Phoning It In, and after Phoning It In, I got to edit the classic Try videos, which was the last season of the Try Guys, the 3 Try Guys together. So it was big videos back to back, so it's a lot of pressure. So I was definitely more tired this time doing the Phoning It In, just because it was like so hard and back to back. But again, I still enjoyed at the end how it turned out. Then I got to edit the Try Guys Try color guard, which was so fun. I actually loved editing this video. This was the first video of the classic Try season, which again is the last season that Eugene was going to be in with the guys. And the color guard video was just so great because it felt like an old Try Guys video, and there was a performance element to it, which is really fun to edit because you just get to basically edit a music video. I hope they can do something like this again, even with the newer cast, but this, when they actually try stuff and perform, I think it's the greatest. And around this time is when we announced the second try. And I was really nervous leading up to this because it's a big change. You're so used to watching them on YouTube, and to think that there's gonna be another service, it's kind of scary. But as I announced on my channel a few months ago, everything went beautifully, and I was announced as one of their cast members, which I love. I'm really proud of the guys and the whole team for pulling this together. And again, this is why we were so busy leading up to it. We were preparing for a whole year. I was editing so many videos back to back, and so many other editors were doing that too, because we had to make sure that we had enough videos to show on the streamer and also on YouTube, because we were going to publish in both. So the first few months were just crazy. So after editing the color guard video, I was thrown into another big series, Escape the Kitchen. You can imagine I was very, very stressed by this point. Not only because I was preparing for my German wedding at this point, but also just like so many big series back to back. Oh my God, I was like, how am I gonna do this? And I think I also posted less on my YouTube channel during this time. I was also appearing in videos more. We shot another food versus food curry video, which you can guess I couldn't edit again because I was thrown into Escape the Kitchen, but I got to help with the edit again with the freelancer. I got to leave notes. I got to edit like first half of the video, so it was still fine, but let's just say it was a lot. But the Escape the Kitchen that I worked on was a whole new format. It's escape room meets cooking. It's a very fun concept. I love it. All the clues were really cool and like really creative, and the guests were fun. But at this time, everything is a blur to me because it was just so many big shows. And during this time, I was in a Common Sense video as well as a cast member. I think that was the first video I was in as an official cast member other than like my food videos. And then as the classic Try season was ending, I got to edit the very final video. It was called The Final Try, where the guys basically recreated their very first Try Guys video. So their very first video on BuzzFeed was Try Guys Wear Women's Underwear. So they basically recreated it, but it wasn't just recreation. It was like a whole video of like the history of internet, how the trends have changed, how they have changed throughout the entire BuzzFeed and Try Guys era. And putting all those clips together, it was very nostalgic. It was also very technically challenging because we had to weave in the experts interview with the whole like internet history part, along with the Try Guys' own history, along with their personal stories and personal growth. So putting that all like weaved in together was probably the most challenging in the edit part. You know, it was Eugene's final try, and seeing them all together with the beautiful photo shoot, it was very heartwarming and touching. And I think that's all the videos that are out right now. I have at this moment finished 2 episodes of Without a Recipe. We are planning on shooting a whole like season of 4 videos. of Food versus Food, so that's really exciting. We're actually shooting next week. My schedule will continue to be busy, but I think with these like fun shoots in between and hopefully more fun videos to do in between, I can balance it out pretty well. So yeah, what a year. So many changes, so many great things. And aside from that, I also got to participate in many in-person things. I got to go to VidCon with the Try Guys. I got to be in the 10-year anniversary show, which was really, really cool. We got to be on stage and it was live for everyone. And recently I got to be on 2 Eat the Menu tours with Keith. Wow, that was like a whole another experience where I got to go on stage with hundreds, thousands of people and they cheered. Wow, I felt like a star. It was really cool. So yeah, that was a 6-year recap at Try Guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you guys so much for still watching the Try Guys videos, my videos, all the edits that I do. Thank you so much. It means so much to me, and I will continue to work hard and give you guys the best videos that I can give you. So tune in for a big season of Without a Recipe coming. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!